This is a drunken ramble. So if you don't want to hear some old fat guy rambling while he's under the influence of cheap domestic beer, swipe away. This is about guns. I live in the United States of America, and we have a very complicated history with guns. I'll start off by saying I believe in the Second Amendment. I think it is an important piece of legislation, for lack of a better word. I believe in the intrinsic right of man to defend himself. I would say and fight against the government, but let's be honest here, okay? I mean, with our shotguns and hunting rifles and 9 millimeters, we're not going to have a chance of a rat's ass in a tampon factory fighting against the federal government. So I don't see that so much as a benefit of the Second Amendment these days, but protecting yourself, protecting your family, protecting your property, even, that's important. Guns are both the great equalizer and the great oppressor in American society. And the reason I'm drinking is because 8 children were just murdered. And I'm so fucking sick of this. A 1-year-old was shot. How the fuck do you shoot a 1-year-old? Guns are important, okay? On the whole, I think guns make the world a better place. If it weren't for guns, we'd all be speaking Chinese right now. They've got 3 times our population. Guns allow us to protect ourselves. But if you say that doesn't come at a cost, then you are just as duplicitous as the most gun-hating, Trump-hating liberal. It's a problem. And, man, I mean, Sandy Hook, this latest incident in Shreveport, so many goddamn kids dead. And, and nobody's got any solutions. Excuse me. Like I've said before, you're not going to get rid of guns in America, okay? It is in the DNA of our country for people to own guns. You're not going to do a buyback. You're not going to make them criminally illegal to own a gun, because you would have a civil war. And I would probably be on the side of the gun owners. Actually, I know I would. But goddamn, I'm sick of dead kids. I would give anything for a solution. In the past, the only things that have lowered homicides by firearm have been bans, strict legal actions, buybacks, things like that. I'm thinking specifically of Australia. No, they still have their incidents. There's that church or something where a bunch of people were killed. But on the whole, the incidents of violence have been lowered. I mean, good for them, you know. That wouldn't work in America. We've got too many guns already. I think somewhere around like 2 guns for every person in the United States or something like that. It's some ridiculous number. No matter what you did, you would never get rid of the guns. And that's proven in these other places that have tried. So you can lower the homicide rates, but at what cost? Personally, I'm not willing to give up the right to defend myself, my property, my loved ones. Does that make me part of the problem? Maybe so. I am a creature of my zeitgeist. But I wish there was an answer. I would give anything. So tired of dead children. Other countries don't have this problem. They have their own unique, distinctive problems, but not necessarily this one. Although in Turkey I saw where there were back-to-back school shootings. I wish I was smart enough to figure out an answer to this. The only thing I can see even remotely working is just arm everybody. Maybe, when you're 16, like with the driver's license. I don't know, man. I got no fucking clue. I'm just throwing shit against the wall, grasping at straws, praying for an answer. That 1-year-old, imagine what went through his mind. The 7 other children, terrified. Man, and people say, oh, well, guns are just a tool, like a hammer or a car. Hammers and cars can be used in violent ways. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, man. A gun is made for killing people. That's the only reason somebody has a gun in their house. That's not the only reason they have a car or a hammer in their house. You sound fucking stupid when you say shit like that. Oh, we need, mental hospitals or stricter laws. Most of these people who are doing this shit have clean records. They can still buy firearms. They can still go and shoot up a kindergarten and without ever being on the radar beforehand. Look at Lanza and fucking Sandy Hook. And just as an aside, because I can't stand the motherfucker, Alex Jones, you can suck my dick. You made money off of dead kids. You're a fucking scumbag, a dirtbag. I don't care who fucking includes you in their circle. You're a pitiful excuse for a man. You're a pitiful excuse for a human being. Tired of dead kids. I'm not willing to give up my guns. What is the solution? Somebody tell me. I'll give you everything I got if you just tell me what the solution is. Anyhow, this has been a drunken ramble from an old guy in Alabama with an average IQ. Whether you agree with me or not, I hope you and yours are safe tonight. Because life is short and love is fleeting. Take care.